Hey, yeah, what's up? This Disciple Marcello Kearns reign back up in this anti-Illuminati all day, anti-America all day, anti-telepathy all day, anti-psychic all day, anti-witchcraft all day, anti-gang stalker all day. So this message basically is going to be about there are not enough jobs in America for the whole American community. There are not enough jobs in America for the whole American community. And so this needs to be said because this shows us that really we can't have the purpose that we think we can have, where everybody is working all together in unison, like a happy family, like a picture of a kid that drew a smiley a sun with a smiley face on it, like this happy little world, this happy smiling face sun world drawn by a little kid world. We can't have that world. All the American community cannot work it all at the same time. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. I don't care what the excuses are. I don't care what the reasons are. I don't care. I don't care what the incompetent people are saying. The bottom line is, when it comes to money and when it comes to jobs, these people are not competent. I don't. Look. That should be the main thing they're doing. The main thing they should be doing is money and jobs. That's it. All that other stuff, man. Look at. All right, when there's no wars, what are they doing? That's why wars are distractions. People say money. Wars are People say wars are what they say wars. It takes money to make it. Wars are all about money. That's how people put it. Wars create money. Something to that degree. But I would go on to say wars are also distractions from the real issues. Like right now, America is so involved in this war with Russia and Ukraine, but the real truth is we got them on 43 states of child marriage. So it's easy to distract the people for a year with this war that you ain't even fighting, because we're coming closer and closer to revealing that they have child marriage here in 43 states of America. So all they did was distract the community with all this foolishness. In reality, we have America here, not Russia, not nowhere else. We have America here on 43 states of child marriage laws. That's what we got here. And like I told you before, I'm revealing it every day to the people. You know, it's being revealed to the people. I'm not just on YouTube. See, some people say, "Oh, look, his messages ain't getting out." I'm on Facebook and everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just on YouTube. I'm talking to people in real life as well. So, you know, my messages are getting out. You know, and this is coming out, and God is going to do it. God is going to bring the true increase for this message of America having 43 states of child marriage to spread like wildfire. Okay, now back to America not having enough jobs for the whole American community. This is something that many people you don't understand. This means everyone cannot work at the same time because there's not enough job positions here. There's not enough job positions in America. There's not enough job positions. Okay? That means that we're thinking we can do something that we can't. We have a vision that cannot be. So, okay, now that we know we have a vision that cannot be, what can be? What are we doing right now? If we don't have a vision that can be, what are we doing? Millions of people can't work right at based on that. Not millions. Millions of people can't work. So what are we doing? What are we doing then? Okay, so this is another part of the corruption that's in America. This is another part of it. This is another part of it right here. Because you sit back and you think it's all good, and you think that, okay, you think that if everybody be working, it'll be a better world, it'll be a better country, especially white people. And I got to do a video about this. A lot of times they don't realize that because of all the mistreatment of African Americans, a lot of people are just beat down to the point they don't want to work. I know you think everybody just want to hop out of here and work if they're healthy, or if they are, or everybody should just, if be wanting to jump out here to work. But let's talk about all this, the issues, the mental sickness issues in the black community because of the streets and the gang banging and all of that and all of the drugs and everything that's going on. Everybody's not motivated to work. Everybody's not motivated to work, and that's why I got to do a video about this. Some people are not lazy. They're just, it's other issues in their environment that makes them don't want to work. People are very simple. They say they're not, but they're very simple. You think that everybody's not working is lazy. When you look at all the stuff that's going on, all this crazy stuff going on, it's more than one reason why people ain't working. Meanwhile, either way it goes, you ain't got enough jobs to employ everybody anyway. There are not enough jobs. I don't care how you feel. I don't care what you're talking about. It's not enough jobs for everybody to work at one time. This needs to be said in plain English. These presidents, these politicians, all these people that's over you do not speak to you in plain English. This is a crisis. Yeah, that's a crisis. That you can't even employ everybody if you wanted to. And if everybody wanted to work, you couldn't even employ them. Yeah, that's what we talking about. So now we have the real picture of America. This is another real picture of America where everybody cannot work at the same time. I'm showing you all the real pictures. I'm showing you all the angles, all the real angles of America that you call America. Now you know. You didn't know this. Half of you didn't know this. You did not know that everybody cannot work at the same time. You knew everybody wasn't employed. You knew that part. But you did not ponder on, what if they really wanted to work? What if all these people, whether they on the streets or whether they in houses somewhere or in apartments somewhere, what if they wanted to work? Could they all work at one time? Could we all work as an American community at one time? We cannot. And they're not doing anything about it. They're not doing anything about it. Yet they have money to spend in war with Ukraine. Now you see, this should make you angry. It's making me angry as I even talk about it. They got money. They got money to go work, go to war over there in Ukraine and give them money. They don't even know these people really. How they know Ukraine like that? I mean, really, we ain't never really heard about Ukraine. Not me. I've met Ukrainian people, but where have Ukraine came up where we really knew them? Like we really know of them. I don't really know Ukraine. So they got money to put trillions of dollars over there, right? But yet they do not have enough jobs. And although they have money, they don't take this money that they're using all these other places and take it and put it to where we get jobs for everybody. This should be the primary issue for politics. See, the problem is here, with these politics is so smart, it's stupid in America. The politics are so smart, and it's ever analyzing everything, and it's so stupid. Look at American politics, and I gotta do a video about this. It's just stupid. Okay, that's what the problem is. The bottom line is the main issues they talking about, everything they doing is stupid. The greatest politics are simple. And as you evolve as a spiritual person, as you evolve as a person on an intellectual journey, you will realize that great minds keep everything very simplistic. It's not about all this deep stuff here and there. When you keep things very simple, you can see everything for what it is, right? It's just like mowing your grass so you can see the snakes. You can have all this grass and all of this, and it looks like some complex situation. If you simply mow the grass, you can see the snakes. You see what I'm saying? And so the great people are able to break everything down simply. That's what we're able to do. Okay? So when you keep everything, great minds keep everything simple. When you keep everything simple, they can't get you with all that gibberish and all of that, all this talking around your head and all of this. You see what I'm saying? Politics needs to have the grass mowed. Donald Trump talking about what he was talking about, drain the swamp. I'm saying mow the grass. Okay? To where you can see everything for what it is. You can see the snakes. You can see all of this. You can see everything. You know what I'm saying? And you talk so simply that there's no room for misinterpretation. There's room for misinterpretation when you listen to these politicians. There's sometimes I don't even know what they're talking about. I don't know what they're getting at. I don't know what their plans are. Okay? You shouldn't have politicians. You shouldn't have leaders that are talking around you and talking about everything, but talking about nothing. This is Jedi mind tricks of the Jedi. Okay? This is what they do. I'm not the Jedi. I'm not the dark side either. We're the kingdom of God. If this was Star Wars, it's three forces: the Jedi, the dark side, and the kingdom of God. I don't use Jedi mind tricks. That's what, if you notice, if the Jedi was so good, why are they using mind tricks? Why they got to play with your mind? If you're so mighty, why they got to play with your mind? I don't got to play with your mind, buddy. In fact, I'm going to stimulate your mind. I'm going to show you, I'm going to do some good for your mind. I'm going to show you that this whole country cannot work at one time, and they sitting here with their hand up their butt, talk about this, that, and the third, and then they sitting up telling you what? What are they telling you? The bottom line is all Democrats and Republicans should be making sure the primary cause of them right now should be that everybody works. There's enough job openings for everybody. Bob, I don't care nothing about that other stuff. I don't care nothing about a pothole. Well, we gotta fix the infrastructure of the country. We gotta do. We gotta fix the oil, that stuff like finding oil out on the side of Alaska or something. Man, I don't care nothing about that. Man, it would be better that the country look run down and everybody working. You'll get to that later. This is how real men think. Okay, a couple potholes, okay, I can deal with that. Certain things ain't going right. The country look kind of smoky. But everybody's working. They have not spoke to you. Look at it for what it is. Not what you want it to be. They have not spoken to you in plain English. Everybody cannot work at the same time. That's what we talk about in plain English. That's why a black man, I'm not being racist at all. But the way the black man has been groomed here in America, the black man should have been in politics because the black man has a no foolishness policy. White people that are here culturally, they talk all these circles around your head, and it's nothing. It's a cultural thing. It's not a racist thing. They talk all these circles around your head, and this is nothing being done. That's why people kind of like Donald Trump, because he was using a Jedi mind trick as if he's trying to expose those who do talk around your head and those who do say they're doing stuff but do nothing. He used a Jedi mind trick like he was doing it, but he's not doing it. Like he's the exposer of those type of people, but he's not. That's why he presented himself to the people like that, and he got part of his following like that too. Like he's cleaning up Washington, draining the swamp, he says. Yet he had 4 years and didn't drain nothing, did he? He drained us of patience with Washington. That's what he did. He drained you of patience with Washington in politics. You have no more patience with Washington or politics. That's what he drained you of. That's what he drained. The American community concerning politicians in Washington. He drained us of our patience with them. That's what he drained. He ain't drained no swamp. He drained us of our patience with Washington and politicians. Now, even him and all these other people, if you look at Obama, you look at anybody you love in these politics, none of them spoke and sang in plain English and just said, it's not enough jobs here for everybody to be working. We don't have enough job openings for 333 plus 100 million. 333 million plus people. We don't have enough jobs for 333 million plus people. We don't. This should be the top primary purpose. This should be the top primary purpose of politicians right now, whether they be Republican or Democrats. You don't see that, do you? See, I'm showing you everything that you protect, everything that you fight for, these politicians, the government that you fight for. Look at it for what it is. I'm showing you what you're defending. I'm showing you what you're talking about. That's what I'm doing. In essence, I'm showing you what you call America. I'm showing you the real America. They got 43 states of child marriage. That's the real America. I know you thought you knew America, but now you do know. Now you know America. They got 43 states of child marriage. They got gay marriage in 50 states. Half of you didn't know that, especially Christians. You didn't know that because you don't watch secular TV. You don't watch secular news. You don't engage in secular things. So many Christians, you would be surprised at how many of them don't know it's 50 states of gay marriage and that they can't vote no more. So they'll still vote because they have not been engaged enough to see secular information. They have not seen enough secular information to know it's 50 states of gay marriage here. Okay? I'm showing you the real America as opposed to what you thought America was. This is the facts. And like I've said in many of my videos, I pride myself on the facts that I I kick the facts. I speak the facts. You're not going to find much of an opinion here. I might have a little bit of opinion, some little here and there, but most of this is just putting up the facts. This is what I do. I look for the facts. I look for facts. And if you had been looking for facts, we would have been in a better situation. You look for conspiracies. You look for alien information and UFO Area 51 information. That's what you look for. You look for this mysterious information. Listen, man, you don't got to do that. You look, it's enough facts to incriminate the American community. It's enough facts to do that, right? It's enough facts to do it. That's a joke. It's enough facts to do that, right? To incriminate and to overthrow this country, okay? The main thing is what you need to be looking at. If you're the rich class, the middle class, or the poor class, or you're the vagabond, what you need to be looking at is your politicians in the government has not had a straight shooting perspective on, or a straight out proclamation of the fact that everyone cannot work at one time. There are not enough jobs for everyone here. So what do the unemployed people supposed to do? Meanwhile, or the people that there are never going to be enough job openings for, what are they supposed to ever do? What are they supposed to ever do? They supposed to just sit there and wait? It's no jobs for them. It's not going to be. It's not going to be. So what are they supposed to do? Now you see what I'm saying. Now you see what I'm saying. They do not talk in plain English like this. This is what I'm showing you. The best politics are simple politics. Don't forget that. The best politics are simple politics that everybody can understand. Your American citizens can understand. All this dancing around, all these big words trying to show out. All they trying to do is show out for the government community. They don't care nothing about if you understand this. They don't care nothing about, if they did, they know you don't understand all that stuff they talking about. They supposed to be speaking to you. They supposed to be speaking for the American community. How come you don't understand all that stuff? They come in and using all these words. All they doing is speaking to the Republicans. They do not even think about you when they hold those press conferences. They think about the other side, the other part, the opposite party, the opposing party. The Democrats are up there talking to oppose the Republicans. Think about what I'm saying now. They have them in mind. We can agree on that, don't we? Can we? They have them in mind while they're doing all these press conferences and all that's who they are opposing. They're so busy opposing the opposite party in speech, in actions, that they're not even thinking about you. Yeah, I got to do a video about that. That's a 7 hour. They're so busy opposing the opposite party, they forgot about you. Their politics are all about beating the other side. That's what it is. And their politics are not about making everybody work, giving everybody a job opening. Their politics, look at it for what it is. Their politics is all about getting up there, talking to oppose Republicans. The Republicans are getting up there talking to oppose the Democrats. You telling me that ain't in their subconscious? You telling me their words are not geared to fight the opposite party? That's what it is. That's why it sounds like that. It's all their language. They're talking to each other. They're talking to each other. The Republicans are talking to the Democrats. The Democrats are talking to the Republicans. They forgot all about the community. Look at it for what it is. I told you this. I've been told you this. The American community and the American government are two different communities. They're their own community. I know. You thought we were one big family. No. How can you be one big family? And they're the government. Can you imagine how they live? Can you imagine their life? All you think about is them being in the White House. Can you imagine all these governors and mayors and all these politicians, how nice they live? Can you imagine how they live? They're talking to other people. They're talking to other politicians. They're not in your world. They're not among you. They're nowhere near you. You don't see no governors coming down here in a checkout line in a grocery store. They're not in the grocery stores. They're not in the bodegas. They're not in the supermarkets. They're not in Walmart. Are you kidding me? They're not there. Mayors and governors are not going to Walmart. They're nowhere in your vicinity. So how can they be your community? When they're nowhere around you. They don't live among you. They don't shop among you. They don't go to the same movie theaters you go to. They don't go to no AMC theater around where you be going to. That's what I'm saying. They are their own community, and they talk against the opposite party in their community. Now you see what I'm saying? They talk against the opposite party in their community, in their own community. You're irrelevant. You're just the workers, the numbers, as they battle in their own community against the opposite party. And the bottom line is this. They talk about everything except what we all care about, which is money and jobs. That's it, man. We all can agree on that. Republicans ain't talking about it in plain English. The Democrats are not talking about it in plain English. But yet they doing everything and making all these other laws. Look at it for what it is, man. I don't care how people feel about it, but gay laws are not primary agenda in America. They passing all these laws, but why aren't they not passing any laws concerning jobs for you? And why are they not telling you it's not any jobs for everybody? They talking about all this stuff. They passing new gay marriage law, new gay laws about this, about the trannies are able to go and play sports and all of this stuff, man. Irrelevant stuff, man. Stuff that should not be the primary goals of politicians, man. That should be on the back burner, and they should be talking in plain English that everybody cannot work at one time. You want to stimulate the economy? Put everybody to work. You want to stimulate the economy? Get jobs for everybody. And then they're going to spend money and stimulate the economy. They're going to be working, and that's going to stimulate the economy. It makes you wonder, man. It makes you wonder, don't it? And if they had been at work with it, at it, then we would be further along now, wouldn't we? And it's safe to say if they had really been at work at getting people jobs, how much more people would be working right now? If they really applied themselves, like they apply themselves to other people's wars and other people's affairs. The Bible says, do not enter into the quarrels between two people. Basically, two parties. It's like grabbing a dog by its ears, which you know most dogs will bite you if you grab them by the ears. This is what they did with Russia and Ukraine. They got into somebody's war and expecting not to be bitten in the process. Okay? The Bible says, do not enter into the quarrels between two men. It's like taking a dog by its ears. That's what the Bible says. You don't enter into the, you don't enter and interfere with a quarrel between two men or two parties. That's what they're doing. Meanwhile, they do not have a simplistic approach to money and you working. What else is more important for you? What else is more important for you? You listen, they can't even pass laws concerning your family yet. They gotta give you a job first. They gotta give you a job first. And like I said, if they had been at work with this for years and decades, then how much more further along we would be as a community? How much further along would we be? This is the main problem in America right now. I don't care what you're talking about. I don't care. All that racism, that's a distraction too. Because at the end of the day, racist people are going to be who they are. And I have grown tough skin. Long as people don't physically touch me, I could care less what they think, because they're gonna think what they think anyway. Okay, you can't change that. You can't make everybody love you. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grown man. I understand that. So tackling racism all like this whole thing, long as they ain't really physically doing anything, I don't care about all the comments. I don't care about what they say and all of that. That don't matter to me. I don't have to sleep these people. I don't have to involve myself. They are not in my world. I don't have to involve myself with them. Okay? They're not in my world. Okay? That's how I keep it. You know what I'm saying? So that solves that. That's the more mature approach to that, because that's another distraction too. All this talking about racism, and they ain't gonna change, and have they changed? They have not changed. Okay, so then you can't practice a form of insanity doing the same thing, expecting different results. You keep talking about all this information, pro-black information, activism, and all of that, and now you're starting to practice insanity because you're doing the same thing, expecting different results. Okay, and it's not the primary issue here. The primary issue here is job openings for every single American citizen. Enough jobs to where there's like at least 1 million extra jobs. So what we need is 300 and 400. No, hold on. What's that? 334 million job positions. 334, I'll say 35, just to cover the population totally. 335, let's just say 337. Just so it's, just in case if you don't like this job, there's jerks everywhere. You can go to another job. 337 million job openings. That's what we need. That's what you need. And yet you have not had anybody talk like this. Now imagine if you had all the politicians on both sides apply themselves to this cause. What else? What are they really doing? Can you put your finger on it? You can't put your finger on it, can you? You can't tell me what they're doing. What are they doing? What are their politics doing? You don't know, really, do you? You cannot tell me in plain English what American Washington politics are doing. What is it doing? I'm asking you a question. What is it doing? That's sad. You cannot tell me, can you? You can't tell me, can you? That's what I'm trying to show you, bro. All it is they're propped up, taking care of their own. What you have not realized is the American government is a community in itself, and it literally you don't place them properly in your mind. They go home, okay? They go home. They have homes. They eat. They have cars. They have they live nice. They go on vacations. They do stuff. They don't just sit and behind desks. And that's how you place them in your mind. You never take them out of these government facilities and place them in their lives and community. They have lives. They do stuff. They swim. They play tennis. They do everything. They are their own community. Just like you have the rich. The rich are really their own community. They're not a part of your community. The rich and the government are two communities, and I gotta do a video about this. There are two communities separated from common community. The rich people don't. You don't never. I'm gonna tell you something. If I can see you, I know you're not rich. If I can see you with my eyes, you're not rich. That's why I don't pay people any attention. That is in front of you, acting like they balling and all that. If you were really rich, I would not see you. That's the bottom line. How you rich and you're right here? Why are you rich and you're here? Why are you rich and you're in this neighborhood? That's how we know you ain't rich. You ain't got, listen, that's why people that are arrogant and acting like they got it, come on, man. If I can see you, you ain't rich. So what? So stop the faking, stop the fronting. If I can see you're not anywhere near rich. Okay, rich people you do not see unless they're famous and they're trying to promote something. That's the only time you see rich people. They're trying to promote something. They're trying to get you to buy something. They're trying to get you to purchase something. That's the only time you see rich people in America. Oh, they might, and if it's a city like New York, many of the rich will have to share their environments here with the common community, because they feel like New York is the city to be in, and they want to experience New York, but on their terms. Okay, so you have three different communities. You have common community. You have rich community and government community. Rich community and government community have to interact with each other because rich people want to manipulate for their own purposes. Middle class are begging the rich for money, and the lower class are the homeless in the lower class are begging middle class for money, and the middle class are begging the rich for money. That's how it works. When you see someone outside panhandling, I have panhandled in my life before. You're not asking rich people for money because you're not going to see rich people. You're asking either low class to middle class, most likely middle class people, for money. That's what you're interacting with. So the poor people beg for middle class to give them something, and the middle class needs help in their suburban neighborhoods. So they're asking the rich for money, and the rich are coming to the government community. The rich are begging Washington to change certain things, to do certain things. They're begging them for tax breaks and everything like that. They're begging them to not be taxed so hard because they look at it like it's not my responsibility to take care of the American community. I work for my money, and why should I have to pay taxes, high taxes, because I'm successful? I can see their reasoning. Because at the end of the day, the government could be paying the taxes. Well, they got money to pay. to fight wars over here in Ukraine. They're giving them trillions of dollars. Why couldn't they pay taxes with that money? You see what I'm saying? The rich should point out the fact that Washington has all this money stored for whatever, and they're not prioritizing it properly. The priority is not, their priorities are not in place. The money should be going towards the taxes. All that money they got stored up for all these different reasons. You need to take all them labels off that money, reprioritize the money for taxes. Because in actuality, it should, if I'm rich, I don't want to have to pay taxes. Why should I have to pay for being penalized? Why? Some people feel penalized for that. Why should I have to have anything to do with that? I'm not the government. I am not the government. Why should I have to pay for things to be better here? That's real though. Why should I have to pay for things to be better? Especially as a black man. Why should I have to pay for all these people that do not care about me, that do not care about the likeness of me? Why should I have to be paying? It's a form of slavery. It's slavery everywhere. You get out and work, you become rich, and now you got to give this over to the government. It's still slavery. It's on every level. The rich are slaves because they have all this money, and then they have to give some to take care of this country. People, basically, the government is looking at that money like, yeah, we can do something with that. And that's your money. They in your pockets. When in actuality, they got all kind of money that they could use. They got all kind of money within arm's reach that they could use. And that should be put towards taxes. That's real. The bottom line is Washington politics are out of priority. All of it is. That's the biggest problem. Everything is out of priority. All you worried about is racism and all these little emotional issues and everything in between. You know what makes people get over racism? Money. I don't care. Listen, if I have money, you think if I'm rich, I'm caring about racist people? Yeah. Hey, I guarantee you the attitude of black people will be totally different. I know how black people think. If they're rich, they ain't thinking about no racist people. Who cares? I'm rich. Think I care about somebody that's racist? I don't care. Oh, well, I'm rich over here. Ow. That's what I'm saying. If you start putting money in people's hands, the less they would care about racism. That's just, I'm not saying it's people that got too much time on their hands. I'm not saying that. But if you occupy the people and have enough jobs for the people and have enough money for the people, then racism, I promise you, will not be the primary issue here in America. The reason why people think about that is because really they ain't got no jobs and they ain't got no money. That's what it is. And they look at that as racism. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. You occupy people, give them money, I guarantee you they won't be worried about no racism. Listen, I'm too busy making money. You think I care about racism? But see, the truth is, man, greed is in play. That's what it is. Now you know all this money is there. You don't think there's no greedy people? See, you're simple. You're a very simple person. All this money that these people got. Oh, they just the perfect angel-like people, aren't they? Sweet as angel food. Sweet as angel. Look at him. He got a little smile like a baby. Look at him. Yeah, you know half of them politicians don't got no mustache. They got that. You got to smile like a baby. Meanwhile, all of you can't work. Why he got to smile like a baby? Well, and that's what I'm saying. And look at your community. Even Donald Trump is all that yapping he doing at these rallies. Let's talk about him. All these, what is he talking about? At the end of the day, what is he actually talking about? For real, like, what is he talking about, man? Like, look at it for what it is. Look at how many rallies this dude done held. Okay, and what are you talking about? You're a politician. You shouldn't be on common level perspective. You're over the country. You were over the country. You're trying to be over the country. Why are you talking like a person that's in the crowd? That's what he's talking like. Look at him. He's talking like some bitter person in the crowd talking about politics. Yeah, this is going on. You sound like somebody in the crowd at one of your rallies. But in actuality, he's another one that has not prioritized politics properly. The main thing you should be getting up there talking about at all these Make America Great Again rallies is job openings for everybody, money for everybody. That's all people want to talk about, man. Politics have become cartoon children underwear. You remember back in the day when people had the cartoon underwear? These are cartoon underwear politics. It's for men children. It's for a man child. That's what I'm saying. It's for a man child. And I suspect it's a whole bunch of man childs in politics because how they pass 43 states of child marriage? What grown, real, masculine man's man does that? You know any real man that's masculine with muscles and everything? Talking about, yeah, I'm gonna sign child marriage to the state of Iowa. Yeah, we're gonna put child marriage in Iowa. You know any real masculine men that's fathers that would put child marriage into law? You know any real mothers that's caretakers that have fed their children from their breast that would put child marriage into law? You don't know any real mothers like that, do you? You don't know any real fathers like that, do you? So I suspect, concluding based on that some of them are actually man-childs, women included. They sitting around passing child marriage laws, sitting around not talking about what we care about the most, which is job openings and money. Just like a man-child. You ain't talking about money, and you still want to be a child by marrying children. Yeah, something like that. You still got the mindset of you don't got the mindset of a man. That's for sure. Which leads you back to being a man-child. Ow. So when we get to the crust of the matter, what we find here in Washington politics are not real men and women, according to your community. That's why I told you it's two different communities. According to your community, are these real men? This is why I'm telling you, this is why anarchy is coming, because it's going to dawn on you like it has dawned on me, and you're going to have an epiphany that you're one community and they're another community, and you're going to realize they've been shucking and jiving and playing games all this time, and they're one community getting money and everything. What you think? See, they make you think. You ever wonder why they make you think you see them behind the desk all the time? Like, this is how you psychologically place them, right? How come you ever wonder why they don't show you politicians doing normal stuff? All throughout the years, think about it. You can say Secret Service, you can say all of this, but look, think about and that's why I like Russia. This is a high five for Russia. Because Putin shows you he's a normal person. If anybody follows Putin, you know he fishes with his shirt off. He does stuff. He does normal people stuff. Like a person that's in the geographics of the community. How come these people just don't show you the politicians doing normal stuff? Oh, you hear about eating like a glutton, eating McDonald's. Who cares? Everybody eats that. Why don't we see them doing normal stuff? They don't want you, it's possible, they don't want you to think about them as a community. Why don't you see them being normal, doing normal stuff? That would be good for politics. When I look at Putin and he's fishing with his shirt off, you know what I think? Not that he's trying to be cool or something. I think it shows me he's a normal person. He's a person that has the same desires of living life like I do. You would never see some of these politicians with their shirt off fishing. You ain't gonna see that. You ain't gonna see Donald Trump out there fishing with his shirt off. You ain't gonna see Joe Biden with his shirt off fishing. Come on, man, you crazy. You ain't gonna see that ever in your lifetime. You ain't gonna see Obama with his shirt off fishing either. You're not gonna see any of these politicians showing masculinity. Let's keep it real. And you wonder why all this stuff is going on in your community. First of all, you don't have any masculine leaders. Let's talk about that alone. The American community does not have any masculine leaders, and you wonder why these men are running around here like this. But the bottom line is you don't see them in their norm. You don't see them doing normal stuff like a community. And it might be a Jedi mind trick because all you picture them doing psychologically, subconsciously is sitting behind desks and doing press conferences. You don't take them home into their world in your mind. In your mind, you don't place them in a house. You don't place them cooking. You don't place them eating. You don't place them. Just take these people home, like Donald Trump. Take him home to where he lives. Okay, he has to go home. He goes home. He lives in a house. He sits down in the living room without a suit on, whatever he decides to wear. T-shirt, shorts or something. He watches TV. He might drink. He doesn't drink, he says. He's gonna eat. I'm pretty sure he eats a lot, and he's gonna sit there and talk and whatever, and live a human being's life. Okay, this is the part that you don't think about. This is the part that you don't look at. All of these politicians do this, especially the mayors and governors. They definitely are very close to common living that you live. However, they're their own community. They only look to their own. They do not look to you. They do not come among you. They live unto themselves. Their friends are other politicians. Their friends are those who are on those levels, right? They are not your community. Okay? It's a community in itself. When you understand this, now you see how easy it is for them to get caught up in it. Now you see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the Democrats and the Republicans share a community. That's what it is. Just like black people and white people share a community. Here in America, Democrats and Republicans share a community. but it's not the community that they share with you. They don't. When you seen the politicians, you have never seen them until they want something from you, or they trying to leave some type of influence on you, or they trying to make you. They trying to use a Jedi mind trick. Then they'll show up and do a little press conference or something to Jedi mind trick the community. That's all it is. Because at the end of the day, like I said, they have not prioritized politics properly, which is the best politics is simple politics. That's what you got to remember. For anybody that think they're in politics or following politics, what you have to realize is the best politics is simple politics. You supposed to have politics that, and I'm not insulting anyone, but you should have politics so good that the dumbest person in your community can understand it. That's how good your politics should be. It shouldn't be where dumb people watch your politics and they don't get nothing from it. I don't even get nothing from it. I do not get nothing from these press conferences that these politicians hold. And teachers have understood this. Masters of information. See, this is what masters of information have understood. When you're trying to convey that information and articulate that information, you're going to break it down. That's what teachers do. Teachers don't sit up and say, well, kids, you're stupid to me. I'm just going to show you how smart I am. Look at all these big words I'm going to use. I'm going to use all these big words. And the kids are looking at them like, what? What a jerk. But this is how your politicians act when they're before you. They know you are basically children when it comes to politics and the powers that they have. They know that you are children. But they do not teach you as though you're children about what they're doing, about politics, about what Washington is doing. They do not teach you as to teach a child. They don't teach you like that. Okay, a teacher does not get up and use big words and all this language that they know the students don't understand. A teacher that is a master of teaching and of information understands that, or have the gift to be able to break everything down to where the students can understand it. That's what real teachers do. If people boast of being teachers, but yet all you do is use big words, and this goes for pro-black teachers too, this goes for civil rights teachers, every type of teacher. If you're using all these big words and all these big things, you don't have the mind of a teacher, which is these people don't understand this stuff. That's why I talk the way I do. That's why I repeat myself. That's why I go back and review information that I've and release information over and over again, because I am a teacher. It's more important for me to make sure that you get it than to have all these cool messages, use all these big words, and no one's getting the real thing, the problems here. I'd rather stay on the problem than make all these other big messages that does you no benefit. As a man of God, I could just be doing messages, Christian messages. But I realize how much this affects the Christian community. You have to realize, you have to know your position, and I have to speak according to this environment and your position in this environment. I have to speak according to your position in this environment. Okay? And so you have to be involved. You can't be in the jungle talking about, I don't deal with that. Then you're going to be devoured. That's what's going to happen. You cannot leave no rocks unturned living in the jungle. You can't. And so a teacher is able to break it down. A teacher will break it down. And when you listen to these people that's talking to you, they're supposed to be talking to everyday people. Look at the language they're using. That's why I'm going to do a video on this. Look at the language that they're using. It's not for you. It's for the opposite party. The bottom line is what you have not realized the most. I'm not going to sit up here and talk to you about these bankers and secret societies. I don't care about that. That's irrelevant right now because God is crushing all of that right now, as you can see. COVID-19 is here and it's a new era. You know what I'm saying? God is making his points every day. God is showing himself strong every day to these bankers and secret societies. They all got to get vaccinated, don't they? They all got to go get vaccinations. I don't care how much of a secret society they think they are. They're going to get vaccinated. So we've already beat them. We proven that they're fallible and finite. Okay, they're not infallible. We now see that they're not infinite. They're fallible and finite. What we need to be talking about, stop wasting time on all these secret societies and stuff, installing this 1990s fear of secret societies into people that no one no longer cares about. The community is more dangerous than the secret societies. Pushing people on trains, going up in schools and shooting people and killing people. What you have to realize is the secret societies, their time is coming to an end. They know it. Their era is coming to an end because they're unnecessary and there's no tolerance for them. And the evil that they do is not on the evil of the community. The community is more evil than them now. Their time, that's how you know their time is almost up. And I got to do a video about that. But I don't waste a lot of time based on that information I just said. I don't waste a lot of time on people whose time has passed. Their time has passed. Okay? That's why I'm coming on the scene as a prophet to end it, to seal it off. All right? It's almost over. Nobody, that 1990s fear of secret societies does not exist in me. That's a fear from the 1990s. They keep trying to install back in you. You know what I mean? The 1990s, early 2000s. You feel me? Like, nobody don't care nothing about that no more. It don't matter no more. What we care about is job openings and jobs. Money. And they not talking to you in plain English about that either. Cost of living, minimum wage, living wage. That's the only thing they should be talking about. That's real politics. That's important politics. That's the most important politics. It's keeping it real and keeping it simple and having the best intentions in mind. The best intentions in mind for Americans is not being a nice guy. I'm just showing you how nice I am. See how I'm smiling at you? We don't care how you smile at me, at us. It doesn't matter how nice of a guy you are. The true way to show you're a nice guy or you have good intentions is to prioritize our greatest needs at the top, which is jobs and money, cost of living, jobs, lower cost of living, and a higher minimum wage and a living wage. This is all people care about, bro. That's what I'm trying to show you. Those are not masculine men politics in America. That's the problem. When the last time you seen a masculine man in politics? This is the problem. Masculine men do not pass child marriage laws. This is the problem. You have politicians that are not men, masculine men. Masculine men do not pass child marriage laws. The last child marriage law you passed in America was 3 years ago. That means the politicians that passed these laws in all these different states are still out there in the American government community. Not in your community, they're in the American government community. somewhere off in the hills somewhere. And they're not masculine. Okay, you want to talk about masculine, your politicians are not masculine. The people that's ruling over you are not masculine. You're submitted to people who are less masculine than you. My information is masculine. My aggression concerning my information is masculine. That's what makes me masculine. My persistent masculine information, if my approach that keeps telling you that you got child marriage in 43 states, and I've been talking about this for how long? That's masculinity, buddy. Ow. That's masculinity. Don't question my masculinity. My relentless nature shows my masculinity. My progression with this information and my progression with the truth and my spiritual progression even shows my masculinity. We all are not going to look like the most masculine men in the world. Everybody doesn't look like Mr. T. But we all have our masculine gifts. Some people are intellectually masculine. And some people are intellectually feminine. Well, you're passive to intellectually. You let people put everything in your head like you're a little girl. Like you're a little dame being pimped out by a pimp. You're intellectually feminine. I'm going to do a video on that. Yeah, now you see yourself, don't you? Because if you were intellectually masculine, you would have been talking about this stuff that I'm talking about. So your brain is not masculine. Let's talk about that in America. How half of these guys' brains are not masculine. I don't care how you project yourself, you're not intellectually masculine. What about that part? You're sub to everybody's what they want to talk about and do. You do not think for yourself. The first step of masculine intelligence and intellectual masculinity is self thought. You think for yourself. That's what a man does at the end of the day. At the end of the day, a man thinks for himself. He's not a sub for America. He's not a bottom for America. Now you see what I'm saying. You can be all the man you want to be, but half of you patriots are subs, bottoms for America. You do not think for yourself as a man would. Therefore, you cannot boast of being totally masculine when you're not intellectually masculine. I'm intellectually masculine. That's why I told you, everybody got their gifts. I am intellectually masculine. I may not look like the most masculine man in the world, but we all have our points of masculinity. My masculinity is in my intellect. Like Martin Luther King Jr., like Malcolm X. They were intellectually masculine. They thought for themselves. Look at all the men that do not do this, but yet they think they're so masculine. And that's part of another deception. You can go around, work out, project yourself as masculine, but at the end of the day, you're just a slave for America. You're a big old muscular slave for America. Getting in your Jeeps, big old muscular slave. That's what I'm trying to show you, man. You're not all that as you thought you was. Well, why are you subject to America like America is your man and you're the woman? Well, I'm just gonna go with my man. Stand by my man. Bow, bow, bow. You standing by your man, ain't you? Stand by my man. Bow, bow, bow. You standing by your man, ain't you? Because you ain't thinking for yourself. You got 43 states of child marriage and you can't tell me why your man did that, can you? Bow, bow, bow. Look, they ain't talking about jobs. They ain't talking about money. They ain't telling you it's not enough jobs for all these people. Bow, bow. But you still standing by your man, ain't you? Stand by your man. Bow, bow. It's okay to stand by your man when they intellectually masculine. You want to keep a woman? Be intellectually masculine. Because she's going to see a security beyond finances that she can't find in the world. Boom, that's a 7. Bow, bow. Yeah, you can have all the money in the world, but she looks at you and like, you don't know what the world is coming to. Bow, bow. Meanwhile, half of you women are going with the guy with the money, but he can't tell you what's going to happen with these vaccinations, with this COVID, with these politics, with Donald Trump. He can't tell you nothing. Money is not, as we move forward, going to be the all-in-all security as it once was. Money is not the all-in-all security. Well, you don't know what's going to happen next, do you? No matter how much money you got, you still don't know what's happening next, do you? So now the rich and the well-off and the wealthy are becoming subject to the environment like the rest of us. COVID-19 is the beginning of that. Bow, bow, bow. The wealthy doing it, ain't they? The wealthy got vaccinated. The rich got vaccinated. Bow, bow, bow. Famous got vaccinated. And I got to do a video about this. You know, you have not, listen, if COVID-19 gets any worse and it pops back up in different variants, listen, you haven't seen the last of COVID-19. And these anti-vax people are still out there. They're still there. Especially now that it's died down, they feel more justified. See? That's all we had to do. See, we waited it out. Now look, I didn't get vaccinated. Now he's sitting around like he's masculine. But a fool cannot really be masculine, can he? Well, it's a fake masculinity. The wise man is the masculine man. The fool is the one that thinks he's masculine. You think you're masculine by going around like some jerky jock, but in actuality, you're just making a fool of yourself. That's what it is. And women know when their men are making fools of themselves. They know they look just like a woman looks at her man that's making a fool of himself in front of her. That's how the women are looking at all you gang stalkers and all you soldiers and street people. They're looking at you. The women are the smartest most times. They're looking at you like you're the fools. And this man that's talking about this information like me, he's the masculine man. Okay? He's the man. Okay? You're just a bunch of fools projecting yourselves as masculine. And really, how can you be masculine when you are subject to a country that has 43 states of child marriage? Well, how are you masculine? When you're subject like a woman to like America is your husband to a country that has child marriage. You're part of that. Don't you realize that? Stand by your man. Bow, bow, wow. You standing by your man, ain't you? Bow, bow, wow. But you can't show me no real reasons to stand by your man, can you? Well, what's the real reason to stand by America? What's the real reason to stand by your man? Stand by your man. Bow, bow, bow. told you, man, I cover it all, man. See, some of my enemies don't even know that song, do they? Stand by your man. Bow, bow, wow. See, I'm more cultured than you thought. Boom, Al. Stand by your man. Bow, bow, wow. You standing by your man and ain't got a reason to. You got child marriage. You gonna stand by a man that does that? Huh? You gonna stand by a man that has child marriage in 43 states? Might as well say all the country. Well, 43 states is basically the country. Bow, bow, wow. 43 states is basically the country, buddy. Bow, bow, wow. Yeah. And you the honchos. Well, how come the head honchos are subject to a country that has 43 states of child marriage? Bow, bow, wow. See, you're a honcho in your mind. You're a head honcho in your mind. While you're sitting back eating nachos, you're getting served, and the restaurant knows who you are. You know, listen, it's all in your mind. And Washington doesn't have any problem with you acting like head honchos in your little communities. Bow, bow, wow. See, I'm really the head honcho, buddy. Because, listen, I'm talking about these real issues of 43 states of child marriage. While you're sitting back eating nachos and drinking wine in some restaurant that knows you as a local. Bow, bow, wow. And you can be all of that to them, but you're not all that to the nation. You could be all that to the people that know you, but you're not all that to the community. And the bottom line is they have rule over you, and they're doing stuff over you that you don't control and that you ain't got nothing to do with and that you don't agree with. So how you the head honcho? It's all in your mind, buddy. Half of these Americans are gassed, and the culture has worked to gas you to make you all feel like rock stars so that you be consumers. Well, if I don't make you feel like a rock star, why are you going to go pick up some shades? Why are you going to pick up that jacket that you don't need? Why are you going to go get a Gucci bag? If I don't make you feel like you're a rock star when you're not, why are you going to get that new phone? Why are you going to get these new shoes? I got to make you feel like you're super important and famous. And so that's how you become gassed as a total community, thinking like everyday citizens thinking they're rock stars, and because they made you the rock star for you to be the consumer of their products. Bow, bow, wow. Well, if you don't feel like a rock star, then most likely you're not buying that spiky jacket with the spikes on it. You got to feel like a rock star to buy something like that. Bow, bow, wow. You ain't going to buy those heels with the spikes on it. Bow, bow, wow. Bow, bow, wow. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I'm in it to win it, buddy. Bow, bow, wow. Bow, bow, wow. You've been standing by America too long. And that's it. So when another man shows up, you don't know what to do with yourself, do you? You don't know what to do when you're tempted of another man, do you? Bow, bow, wow. Hey, these Republicans and Democrats don't know what to do when they're tempted of another man, do they? Bow, bow, wow. You got 43 states of child marriage. They ain't show you that, did they? Obama didn't even show you that. He got 2 girls, and he came into the White House with 2 girls, and he didn't even tell you about child marriage. He didn't tell you about none of that, did he? He didn't tell you about the age of consent, and he brought 2 girls in the White House. How come Obama's politics never talked about these things when he had 2 girls, which makes you more protective? How come he didn't talk about child marriage in America? Pretty sure there was child marriage laws all throughout his administration. Well, child marriage didn't pop up after Obama. Child marriage did not pop up after Barack Obama. So you give people too much credit, bro. That's another thing about the American community. You give people way too much credit. Because really, all in all, you know, what was Barack Obama's greatest conversation? What was his greatest conversation? Can you tell me? What was his greatest politics? Oh, Obamacare. Bow, bow, bow. When half of the black people are healthy like an ox, and we don't even go to no hospitals like that. Man, Obama should have do that. Black people, okay, you can have the philosophy that we're young and we don't know what's going to happen to us, so we need coverage. Okay, I get that. But at the end of the day, let's keep it 100. Black people are pretty healthy for the most part. Look at our physiques. These women walk around here with 10-pound thighs. They thighs wear 10 pounds apiece. Bow, bow, wow. Do they look like they need a doctor? Do black people look like they need a doctor when women walking around with 10-pound thighs? Okay, and that was his best politics. That's what I'm talking about. Black people we eat way too good to be something wrong. Bow, bow, wow. Hey, we gonna eat regardless. That's one thing that's gonna happen. Bow, bow, wow. And Barack Obama's best politics was something about health. Now you would think, I'm not gonna say he's an enemy, but you say it for black people, but you're doing stuff we don't really need. Bow, bow, wow. When you could have been tackling more race issues, but you want to attack health politics, and we are healthy as a people. Running around here healthy as ox. Think about it. So it's easy when you're in Washington if you're a part of the pack that deceives the black people, to act like you're for us by doing something that we don't really need. Bow, bow, wow. He should have been tackling other stuff. Will, listen. Black people overall collectively do not need no doctors like that. That's real. That's real. He should have been attacking more serious stuff. Okay, health is important, but preserving our health preserving us not to die out here is more important than benefits at an ER. Wow, wow, wow. He did not take advantage of, now can we all agree? He did not take advantage of that position to make better racial positions in America. Oh, come on. Bow, bow, wow. Oh, come on. Bow, bow. Yeah, I say it with a southern drawl. Oh, come on. Bow, bow. Oh, come on. He could have made better racial relations here in America. He could have did way more. And the reason why half of black people voted for him, the reason why you voted for him was you thought he was going to be like Martin Luther King. Tell the truth. Bow, bow, bow. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. I did too. That's why I voted for him 2 times. I thought he was gonna be like Malcolm X, and we just all thought this because he was black or of African descent to a degree. We thought he was gonna do something like Malcolm X or something. Yeah, you did. Oh, so you just thought he was gonna go in there and make Obamacare? Bow, bow, wow. That's all you thought he was gonna do. That's why you voted for him, because you thought he was gonna do Obamacare. Bow, bow, wow. You thought more. You thought more. That's what I'm trying to show you. And then it didn't happen, did it? Bow, bow, wow. So all he did was become a part of the American government community. Somewhere over there in their community, not in yours. Bow, bow, wow. Not helping yours. Bow, bow, wow. Standing by his man. Bow, bow, wow. So you got to realize anybody that's in politics has to support the man. Barack Obama is not the exception. That's why his politics was dumbed down. They like, wait, hold up. Now we got a black man. We got to make sure he about caught a heart attack when he got in there, didn't he? We got to make sure he don't. You know we can't have no black man in there. You know how the racist people talk when they get mad. We can't have no black man doing this to our country.